Welcome back to Studio Chatter. Everybody can use a weekly dose of the good word, and we have a new pastor in town to do just that. Let's welcome Joshua Harding to the table.
Hi, Joshua.
Hi, ladies. Thanks for having me.
And welcome to town, right?
Yes.
You just moved here?
Pretty much, yeah. Brand new. We moved in September.
Oh, September. Okay,
Yeah,
so you've been here a hot minute.
Yep.
Okay.
Not too bad.
Through the cold winter,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Where did you come from? Tell us a little bit about you.
We moved from Williamsburg, Virginia, so we were basically like the beach. So yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I had not been used to the cold winters. It had been a little
And
while.
this was a horrible cold winter, long winter.
Yeah, that's what everybody
And
says.
now the
so.
rain.
Yeah, which I don't remember it raining this much in Utah.
No, we
when
don't
I was
it
here
has
before.
not
Yeah,
for a lot of years.
Did you scope it out before you made the...
A little bit. Like, we lived here before, so my wife and I, my wife's from Utah, Cedar
Okay.
City, and we lived here almost 20 years ago. We moved to Provo.
Okay.
And lived there for about 8 years. So we thought we knew what it was like, but I don't remember the winter.
It'll go back.
Yeah, it'll go back. Yeah, hopefully.
And Virginia?
Yeah,
Okay.
we were in Williamsburg, Virginia, so kind of southern
Ooh.
Virginia. It was really pretty.
Not that I've been there, but
Yes, yes.
Sounds awesome.
It was nice to be able to just ride a few minutes over to the beach.
Okay.
Oh, I bet.
You
So
don't do
did
it in
the
Utah.
church bring you here? What brought you to Utah?
Yeah, basically, we loved Utah. We're here. My wife's family is all here, and over the years that we were I was in different churches back east, and we just decided we'd always been hoping that we could come back to Utah, and so finally, the timing was right. We were able to sell a house that would help us be able to afford to move back here. Utah's
right.
quite a bit more expensive than other parts of the country,
Right.
so we were able to finally get back. Moved in September, and thought it would be a little while before we actually got to start on the church, but we actually just started this past Sunday. Was our very first service.
And how did it go?
It was amazing. It was really fun. We've never done that before. I've never started something new. I've always been just kind of employed by churches that already existed, and so this was kind of a new thing for me. It was fun. We had a really good turnout. Had people from the community join us. It was really cool.
Excellent. And where is it? Where are you guys
We are
located?
meeting at, and this will be a kind of a plug. We're meeting at Steps Performing Arts Center.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so it's a great spot. They've been wonderful to us. So
And
we're
for those
just renting that.
viewers that don't know, it's the top of Center Street across from Fast Gas.
By
right?
Fizz.
Yes.
By Fizz.
Yep, by Fizz, Domino's, all of that. It's a
Donut Run,
great
yep,
spot.
okay.
So yeah, Donut Run.
And what time are services on Sundays?
Services are 9:30. We had donuts from Donut Run. So 9:30
church, yes,
donuts.
give me donuts.
9:30 donuts and treats, and then 10 o'clock service.
Okay, and how long is the service?
About an hour. Just hour and 5 minutes this
Okay.
past Sunday. It won't be a whole lot longer than that. We don't want to make it too long. Probably hour to hour and a half most weeks.
Okay, and are you the one doing the entire sermon?
Yeah, so I'm the preaching pastor,
Okay.
and so essentially most weeks, we'll have different people, but most weeks I would be the one bringing the message, and so I try to keep it short. I'm not always good at that. My wife even tonight said, "Oh, 8 minutes, you don't do anything in 8 minutes," so I don't know. We'll
She's
see.
going to be impressed.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your church's name and kind of what
Yeah,
you
so we
teach.
chose Aspen Grove Bible Church. We wanted to kind of give a nod to the community without being overly obvious. So we love the aspen trees up on the mountain. That was one of the
Ditto.
things. The last time we came through was fall, and we loved that. So we thought that kind of connects us to the community. And then the Grove idea is kind of a little bit symbolic of what we hope to be, just a community of people. And so, and then Bible Church, that's kind of one of the distinctives of us, is we just really focus on just the Bible and what the Bible has to say. That's kind of where we get all of our teaching. So I regularly tell people, don't listen to my opinions, they're not any good. We're just going to talk about what the Bible actually says. So.
Okay,
Love that.
I like that.
Yeah,
And I was
so
on your
simple.
website and it talked about your evangelical. Will you explain that to our viewers?
Yeah, that's
Of course, we already know, of course,
Yes,
but
yeah,
our
yeah.
viewers may wonder.
So evangelical is just an attempt at kind of a broad term that would describe any kind of Christian religious group such as us that would hold to kind of some of the key teachings of the Bible. We don't agree on everything, so it's really an umbrella term. Some would use a term like Protestant, would be a similar. It's just an attempt at trying to say a little bit more specific than Christian, but really broad still. So that's, I don't even know how useful a word it is, but it's just an umbrella word.
Kind of
I would
more
love,
defining
I would
word.
love for you to be like specific on like one or two of the beliefs, like
Of your belief,
of your
of your
belief
church.
compared to maybe a different denomination.
Yeah,
Like
so
Christian or
so
Catholic.
some of the things that Christian denominations would disagree on, like most people within that term of evangelical would agree, as I said, like the Bible is our authority for what we teach. But then there's distinctions within that. Some of them are really superficial distinctions, maybe the day of the week that they would meet on.
Oh, okay.
Some of them would be more having to do with doctrine or theology, like who will they baptize, or things like that. So,
Okay, so
Particulars.
it
yeah,
could
so
kinda
it's
be-
just kind of the specifics. So it can be really broad, and we're like, oh yeah, we're all Christian, but then we kind of have different things that are
Yeah.
kind of distinct.
yeah.
So that's
So share just a little message or something
Yeah.
that you would want folks to know that would connect them to your.
Yeah, thanks. The thing that we really want people to know is because we know we're coming to a community that not everybody knows exactly what we are, what we're about, or why we would even come. And so we really want to come into the community and be a part of the community. And so part of what we spend our time doing is finding out, how can we serve? We met because I wanted to just come and find out, like, what is important to our community? How can we be a part of our community? We want to serve people. We want to belong and be a part of the community. And really just our message is one of the Bible, showing God's love to people. We believe God loves us immensely, and so the right response to that is to show that love to other people. If we take that love and we're then somehow unloving or unkind, then I think we're kind of misusing it. So we just want to show God's love to people. We want to talk about the authority of the Bible rather than like the authority of man. I don't want to put myself and say, like, I know the answers to stuff. I just want to point people to the Bible and say, Jesus has the answer, the Bible is the answer, and just kind of help people walk that journey together. That would be
like
kind
that.
of what we're about.
Yeah. Okay, I have a question, and it might be obvious, but in your view, how does living a gospel-centered life change a family, a neighborhood, a community?
Yeah, I think that's an incredible question. I think that's exactly the method that we would try to use to change any of us, right, from the inside out. I believe that I don't have the willpower or the strength within myself to just say, oh, I'm going to change something. Even small things, I don't do a very good job, right, of sticking to a diet. So the gospel is really transforming, and so it changes me in my very essence from the inside out. And so I believe that if a community is going to change, a family, when we introduce the gospel, it brings a power outside of ourselves. So it brings God's power into play, and God is big enough, God is strong enough, right, to change a family. And so whatever we're struggling with, sometimes it's something personal, sometimes it's a community, it's a family. We believe that it's only through Jesus that we have the ability to deal with those things and to respond to them in a way that's healthy and not detrimental to us.
I love that.
I do too. That's really powerful. Really powerful.
I think it will be impactful to the community, and I think that maybe, I think maybe coming from a different part of the country, I don't know what your religious upbringing was. What inspired you to be a part of this church in particular?
Yeah, so for me, it's very interesting. I'm like third generation, basically, my father and grandfather are Baptist pastors. And so I grew up in kind of small town, country, southern Baptist type churches.
Okay.
And so that's kind of my background. That's not really how we, would identify ourselves now, but that's what I grew up in. So all the old hymns, kind of, rural people, and really the thing that even though we're different in a lot of ways than what I grew up, the thing that they instilled in me was just a love for people and a love for God's Word. And so the thing that first drew me to Utah was that there weren't a lot of churches just like mine. I wanted to go somewhere where I felt like I could maybe bring some diversity or something different rather than exactly what every community where I grew up already had. And so that's one of the things that really
like that.
brought me to Utah was this is different, and we can help each other learn a little
Yeah.
bit of diversity.
I love that.
Okay, so a little question. Do you have to have schooling to become a pastor to do what you do?
Well, I went to a theological school, Bible college in West Virginia, and got my undergrad degree. And then I took about 10 years to work on my Master's of Divinity. And so now it shouldn't take that long. It's not, no, it shouldn't take me that long. That's just how long it took me because that's how I am.
wanted to do it right.
yes,
Studious.
yes, no, 6 children will do that to you. It
Right.
takes
Yes.
10 years to even get in the car, much less
Right.
get
Well, you
started.
have all this knowledge from heritage
Yes,
and from
yeah.
everything. So I imagine that just added.
Yeah,
But wow,
it definitely helps. Yeah,
that's a lot, kid.
Thank you for welcome, and thank you for
Yes.
coming and sharing that you're here. And I hope you are just welcomed
Yes.
throughout the community with open arms, and that
I
you'll
love your
find
message
opportunities
of
to
Christ and the
serve.
Bible and just of loving
Thank
the
you all so
community
much.
and others.
Thanks for having us.
Diversity.
Yep.
Yes,
And we
love
have
it.
felt so welcome here in
Good.
Spanish Fork. We love it.
Good.
Wonderful.
It's a good town.
Yep.
Thanks so much. Coming up next, what are some of your summer plans? That's next.